Okay, let's try exercise 1 on your homework. Solve the equation x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0 two ways. A, by factoring, and B, by the quadratic formula. Well, if we have rational roots, we can always solve this by factoring. Once it's equal to 0, which it already is, we're going to ask, is there a greatest common factor? No. Difference between two squares? No. Let's open up two parentheses. Set it equal to 0. And we're going to put our x and our x. Since the last sign is negative, we're going to have a positive and a negative. And then on my scrap paper, I'm going to take my negative 12 and 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. 6, I remember this, I'm kind of looking for 6 minus 2 equals 4. 6 is larger, which means it's going to have the same sign as the middle. So it's going to be negative 6 and positive 2. I can always check that at this point by asking myself, 2 plus negative 6 equals negative 4, and 2 times negative 6 equals 12. So I think I'm in good shape here. I'm going to tee off, separate these two. What number plus 2 equals 0, right? X plus 2 equals 0, and x minus 6 equals 0. So we're going to have two factors. X is equal to negative 2, and x is equal to positive 6. Well, you can see we have rational roots, and therefore factoring was probably the easier way. But we've been practicing using the quadratic formula. So I'm going to erase all this and solve by using the quadratic formula, which we already have written on the top right of the screen. So one thing that I like to do when I'm using the quadratic formula is make a little table. And I say, well, what's my A, what's my B, and what's my C? Here, the A is the coefficient of the x squared, so it's going to be positive 1. My B is going to be negative 4. And my C is going to be negative 12. Now, since I already have the quadratic formula written, I'm going to rewrite the formula. But every time I get to a variable, I'm going to open up parentheses. Plus, minus, the square root, b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Well, now I'm going to go back and substitute. My b is a negative 4. My b is a negative 4. And my a is 1. And my c is a negative 12. And my a is 1. Well, right now, if we get to the next line, I'm going to say, well, a negative is going to be positive plus or minus the square root. And I'm going to put all of that in my calculator. Well, the negative 4 squared is going to be 16. And then a negative 4 times 1 times negative 12 is going to be positive 48 all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Well, let's get to the next line, equal sign, and I'll put an equal sign here. We're going to get 4 plus or minus the square root of 64 over 2, which is going to be equal to 4 plus or minus 8 over 2. And now, 4 plus or minus 8, we're going to have two roots. Let's do 4 plus 8 first. So here, let's say 4 plus 8 is equal to 12 over 2, which is equal to 6. And then we're also going to have x is equal to 4 minus 8, over 2, which is negative 4 over 2, which is equal to negative 2. And you could see we got the same answers, right? X is equal to negative 2 and 6.